start again. It's a rich thing.
In this session, we are going to learn some string methods which will check a certain condition and based on which it will return either true or false. For example, here we have a method that is isupper. It will return true if all the alphabets are in uppercase. For example, here we have a string that is equals to Python where all the alphabets are in uppercase. So if I apply this method on this string like a.isupper, then it will print true. Similarly, here we have another string that is b equals to Python where only the first letter is in uppercase and the rest are in lowercase. So if I apply this method on this string b for a b dot isupper, so it will print false because here only the first letter is in uppercase. So our next method is islower. It will return true if all the alphabets are in lowercase. For example, here we have a string c equals to Python. Now if I apply this method on this string c like c dot is lower, then it will print true. But if I apply this method on this string where all the alphabets are in uppercase, then it will return false like a dot is lower. So it is showing false. So our next method is isalnum. It will return true if a string contains only alphabets and numeric numbers. For example, here we have a string a equals to Python 3 which contains only alphabets and digits. So if I apply this method on this string, then it will return true like a dot isLnum, then it will return true. But here we have a string that is b equals to Python @3. Here a special character is involved. So if I apply this method on this string, then it will return false like b dot isalnum. So it is showing false. So here we have another method that is isalpha. It will return true if a string contains only alphabets like this. Here we have a string that is equals to Python which contains only alphabets. So if I apply this method on this string like a dot isalpha, then it will return true. Here we have another string that is b equals to Python 3 which contains a digit also. So if I apply this method on this string like b equals to isalpha, then it will return false like this. Similarly, here we have another method that is isdigit. It will return true if a string contains only digits. That is, here we have a string that is equals to 550. If I apply this method on this string a dot isdigit, it will return true. But here we have another string that is Python 3 b equals to Python 3 which contains alphabets also. So if I apply this method on this string, it will return false like b dot isdigit. So our next method is istitle. It will return true if the first alphabet of each character is in uppercase. For example, if I apply this method on A, then it will return true like this. But if I apply this method on this string B, then it will return false like b dot istitle. So it is showing false. Now we have another method that is split. This method splits the string based on a specific character. For example, here we have a string a equals to Python programming is easy to learn. Now if I apply this method on this string a, then it is going to split the string based on these blank spaces. Because if we don't specify anything within this parenthesis, then it will take these blank spaces as the separator. So if I apply this method like a dot split and within parentheses I am not going to pass anything, so it will take the space as the separator. So this is our output. But if we have a string like this where we have a string where each words are separated by hyphen, and if we try to apply this method on this string b, then we need to pass hyphen within this parenthesis in order to get the output like this. Because if we don't specify anything, then it will try to split the string based on blank spaces. But here we haven't any space and it will consider the whole string as a single element. Like if I apply this method like this, and here I'm not going to pass anything within this parenthesis, so it is showing the whole string as one element. In order to get output like this, we need to pass hyphen within this parenthesis like b dot split, and within parenthesis we need to pass hyphen. So now it is showing the expected output. Now a notable point is the string method returns a list where we have multiple string. Now you can check it by using the type function, that is, if I print type and then within parentheses if I pass this total thing, now note that it is showing list. So list is a collection of data type. We will learn about it in our next video. Now we have another method, that is join. This method is exactly opposite to the split method, because in case of split it splits the string and gives the output in a list. Here this join method do the reverse process, that is, it first take one list and based on the separator it convert the list into a string. So here we have a list like this and we want a string like this from this list. So to do that we need to first specify the separator. For example, here the separator is space, so here we need to pass space and then we need to write dot and then join, and within parentheses we need to pass the list, that is a. So it will print the string like this. Python programming is easy to learn. So our last string method is format. To understand it, let's assume a scenario where you have a name that is xyz and age that is 28, and you want to print a statement like this: hello, I am xyz, my age is 28. But you don't want to pass the name and the age directly, rather you want to store it in a variable. Then you want to use the variable name, that is name and age. But if you write this way, then it will not going to fetch the value of name and age. Like if I print it, so note that it is showing hello, I am name, my age is age. So it is showing the variable names, but it is not showing the actual value of those variables. So to print the values, we have two approaches. So the first approach is we need to first break it in multiple statements. Like hello, I am is a statement, then we need to give comma, then we need to pass the variable name, that is name, and then we need to again pass this message within a quotation like this, and we need to give again comma, and then we need to pass the last variable, that is age. So now if I print this, so it is showing the expected output, that is hello, I am xyz, my age is 28. Now if you don't want to break it in multiple statements like this, then you can use this format method. So to do that we need to write print. Instead of passing the name or the variable name, just open a curly braces and close it, and then again here also open a curly braces and just close it, and then at the end of the statement give a dot and then write format, and within parentheses first pass the first variable name, actually that is name, and then the second variable, that is age. So here I'm passing age. So now if I print it, so it is showing hello, I am xyz, my age is 28. So if you don't write anything within these curly braces, then you need to maintain the order, that is you need to first pass the name within this parenthesis and then the second element age.